will have revenge. The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. Now you will experience the full power of the dark
who is a master of the dark side, expert on the occult, and obtainer of rare antiquities and holocrons. Please welcome Dark Lord of the Sith, David.
What up? Happy Monday. Or Sunday, considering today is the day in which we shoot. But this is episode 135 of Balance of the Force podcast. So, hey, hi. As you know, I'm here with the real JP3. Don't want to deal with the fake one anymore. That guy's at... How's it going, John? Hi.
It's going good. How are you? I feel like you're higher. Did you put your chairs on block or something?
Did I what? Did I raise my chair?
Yeah, like, did you put it on block so you're taller?
No, I could have just maybe rearranged my camera action. I don't know. Yeah, right there. So you got a little wound action on your hand.
Yeah, as my wound, I sliced my hand off, or not my hand off, my piece of my skin off.
Going very Luke Skywalker there.
Washing my dishes. Was a glass cup. Took it off. They had to cauterize it.
So nothing crazy. No fighting a Tusken Raider. No.
I had a friend
getting a Jawa his egg breakfast in the morning. Nothing crazy.
No, I had a friend that told me, they were like, I heard you got bit by a dog. Wink, wink. Oh.
You're able to wink. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I can't wink, guys. FYI, I can't do that. So anyway, but yeah, so sliced it off, and I went in because the girlfriend was like, you need to go in. You need stitches. And they're like, we can't stitch it. And she was like, so I'm going to burn it. And I was like, all right, or cauterize it for those medical people out there. So gave me some lidocaine and numbed it up, and didn't feel nothing. And then the lidocaine started wearing off, and I was like, oh, I feel this. It hurts. And so today is the first day I actually get to take a bandage off and not have to worry about it. So,
well, there you go. Talking Star Wars today. This episode, we got a lot of nonsense going on. Some celebration news, announcements, some Funko Pop stuff, some Galaxy's Edge Hotel, Kylo Ren number 3, and I think that's about it, Johnny, right?
Yeah, so before we kick any of that off, we want to wish happy birthday to some people.
I was about to say, there's a lot of peeps that had a birthday.
Yeah, so John Williams turned 88 on Saturday, February 8th. So we want to give him a shout out and say happy birthday, John. Today we're recording on Sunday. Today is the Oscars. He was nominated, I believe, for 2 Oscars, and so hopefully he arises victorious today. Nick Nolte also turned 79 on Saturday, February 8th. He voices our beloved Ugnaught in I Have Spoken, The Mandalorian. And then Liam McIntyre, who turned 38, mind you, is the voice of Commander Pyre on Star Wars Resistance, which I am on episode 7.
Dang, look at you. Proud of you, Cat.
Yeah.
Question is, did you actually watch them?
I did. The girlfriend was like, is this a new series? And I was like, not really. But Dave told me that he was going to finish his by the end of the weekend. So I was like, oh, no, I'm going to watch these. So I've been watching them because she's been cooking. And so I was like, I'm going to watch these. So she sat there and watched them with me for a little bit. And when I got this, Commander Pyre was actually on the screen when you sent it to me. So anyway.
So it worked out.
He also voices Taron Malicos in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which we posted a happy birthday to all 3 of those guys on Saturday, February 8th. So just wanted to say happy birthday. There's a lot of February birthdays. That was a lot in one day for Star Wars people.
Yeah, for sure.
Dave's birthday's coming up. Mine already passed. I feel, 25 is a hard age to turn, but I feel good at 25.
Do you know? Okay.
Dave over here is turning 35, and
yeah, all of a sudden I came older than you. What else?
He's an old guy. He's got a lot of gray hair.
That's what happens when you do a podcast with John. You start getting gray hairs. Yeah.
Anyway, Happy birthday to you guys. John Williams, good luck tonight on the Oscars. And we'll talk about it on Thursday's episode.
Yep, yeah. So, John, where do you want to start? What do you want to get to? What do you want to do?
So I think we should talk about let's talk about Star Wars Celebration.
I love me some celebration.
So we are February 9th today. Star Wars Celebration kicks off August 27th through the 30th of 2020. So we are roughly 6 months-ish away from Star Wars Celebration, which is scary to think. Because we have everything booked. We have we ordered our tickets, Dave.
Yeah, we
FYI.
did. Yeah, we did. We got those things, man. We're good.
You've been reimbursed. You haven't had a mail jet, but you've been reimbursed. And we have our hotel room. We were just talking before the show. Looks like we're going to make some changes. We're going to be staying a little bit longer, which is not a big deal. And the only thing we don't have is flights. But I have a handy dandy app that lets me know when tickets are cheap. So we're waiting for that.
So, question for you: is your pocketbook ready for Star Wars Celebration?
No, not even close. Dave and I had a plan to go to Walt Disney World to see Star Wars Galaxy's Edge before we went to Star Wars Celebration, and we have postponed that trip. We will make it to Florida, but we have postponed that trip, and the next trip we will be taking is to Star Wars Celebration because we want to make sure that we have money for that, as well as just be able to experience Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And there's some other stuff we want to do while we're in Anaheim, California. So it's not ready. I'm ferociously trying to pay things off, and
you and me both, buddy. You and me both.
It's like I take my lunch to work. I'm trying to eat at home. I eat breakfast at home. Like if I have extra, like I try to do that whole. I read a little bit about it. The whole what is the Ramsey guy, where you have no money. Like all your money should go somewhere, and you should have zero money left in your paycheck, like in your bank account at the end of every week or every month, whenever you get paid. Trying that whole thing. So I spent all my money and put it in like bills and stuff, and we'll see how that works out. So, but anyway, that's where we're at. But yeah, so Celebration news is coming out. We have no announcements on guests yet, lineup, schedules, panel, no official names of panels. But what we did get this week was they have announced that they will be bringing back the panel lotteries and Lightspeed virtual lanes.
How do you feel about this, Johnny? Quick overview. How do you feel about it? What do you think? What do you feel?
I'm happy about it, but I'm sad about it. And the reason I'm happy about it is because now we don't have to stay overnight. We get to go out and do things in Anaheim, spend more money. We actually saved a lot of money spending the night. But we get to go experience the nightlife in Anaheim, which we didn't get to do a whole lot of when we were there the first time. We got Sweet Nelson with us this time. The cool thing about it, though, is that the three of us were able to experience that together at least one celebration, which was
Chicago.
2017.
Chicago.
No, 2017, where we spent the night.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you meant go out and experience the town.
Oh, no. So we got to experience one celebration where we all got to we stayed and we waited for the stages and everything else. Then Chicago, we got the experience of, hey, you got into this panel, but you didn't get into this panel, and so. You know, some people got into all four of the big panels. Some people didn't get into any. Some got into some. Some, we got into two.
No, we got into more than two, Kat. We got into more than two.
The big ones? Which ones we got into?
We got into the Mandalorian. We got into Clone Wars. We got into the Phantom Menace one. What else did we get into?
We didn't get into Rise of Skywalker, and we didn't get into the Galaxy's Edge one.
I was good with not getting into the Galaxy's Edge one.
In Rise of Skywalker, we ended up watching on the showroom floor, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think, Dave, didn't you spend like all your time in the celebration line?
The first day, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. They didn't do anything the first day.
Yeah, the first day was cool. A freebie.
This is only a 4-day event, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any freebies this time. So we'll see what happens with that. It looks like Sunday may be that freebie day, but we don't know any of that yet. So we'll wait and see. So I don't know. I wish that we could wait and we could be in all those stages where we have the option to be able to see it. I'm not a fan of the fact that they show extended special features and give special things to people who got into the main stage. The reason for that is because I would be in that main stage if I was able to spend the night. But I get the reason why they don't want people spending the night. I've been miserable in Chicago, but that's my 2 cents.
It's a safety thing, my man. They got to do it. They got to do it. They got to do it. They don't want to deal with no coronavirus outbreak in the middle of the night.
Oh, dear Jesus.
Just
Forget
saying.
the coronavirus.
They don't want to deal with it, man. It gets
Anyway,
too wild.
some more information coming on panel lotteries, Lightspeed Lane, all that good stuff. Information is on the Star Wars Celebration 2020 website. It just says stay tuned. Information will come back here. Remember, guys, the person who bought the tickets is the person who signs up for the panel lottery. So, for instance, Dave bought 3 tickets, mine, Sweet Nelson's, and his ticket on his email address with his credit card information. He is the one that signs up for the panel lotteries, not me, not Sweet Nelson. He's the one that has to do it because the tickets are linked to his email address. If I sign up for him, means nothing. Nelson signs up for him, means nothing. But Nelson and I have to register our name badges individually, but they're all linked to David's account. So remember that. People had a lot of questions about that. Only the email associated with the purchase of the tickets is the person who signs up for the panel lotteries.
Yeah.
Dave and I, he texted me every day. I think you read this wrong. I think you're wrong. And I was like, dude, I read through the FAQs. I read through it. Unless they change it this year, his email is associated with it. He was the one that got the confirmation emails. He was the one that got it. We all had to be there with him. But just remember, if we would have all bought them individually, it would have been which I'm glad we buy them together for that reason.
Yeah, because in that, I don't know, because in that way, one person might not get into this panel, one person might, and so forth. But if you do them separately, you have the autonomy to maybe switch and say, "Oh, I don't like this panel. Oh, you like that panel? Okay, let's swap badges and go from there."
Yeah, I guess you could. It's just one of those things that.
But for the most part, we want to stick together at Celebration.
Yeah,
yes,
and we
split, but.
And majority of the time, Nelson's just like, I don't care. I mean, we'll just go wherever you want to go. And Nelson holds the seats. Nelson holds our backpacks and our stuff. Nelson just asked for a half a day just to walk around the floor, and that's all he ever asked for. He doesn't care about anything else. He's like, just give me my half a day to walk around and look at things. I'll hold your stuff the rest of the time, but he just asked for his half a day, and usually we give him his half a day.
So I think we need to do either 3-way coin flip, rock, paper, scissors, draw numbers from a hat. Who's going to be the poor sap that stands in the celebration line?
I think that poor sap should be Dave.
Okay, then that means you're doing all the running on the sales floor.
I did it last year.
All right, fine.
I had to go get books, and poor Nelson's wrist, I just grabbed it and threw it in the center. He didn't even know what he was doing with his life. I was like, give me your wrist. Put it in there. It was anarchy. It was anarchy.
Sounds traumatic. Just as well. Sounds just as crazy as these Funko Pop sales for that child.
Yeah, so the child Funko Pop is the #1 selling Funko Pop of all time. And it hasn't even been released yet.
Not even on the sales floor yet, and it's already selling out like hotcakes.
And pre-orders just went on sale in December, so it's only been on the market for about 2 months. Release date is May the 4th. And so...
Did they disclose any numbers in which, how many have been sold, anything like that? No? Units?
Just that it's the #1 of all time. That's all they're saying. And the creator who created the Funko Pop is like, I could have never imagined that this would have been the #1 selling Funko Pop of all time. I can just imagine what Disney and Funko, and not even just all the other people that have participated and provided merchandise. A lot of people weren't happy about the fact that they waited and didn't share any information with the fans. They didn't release anything. Jon Favreau was very stern about the fact of hey, guys, you need to make sure that we keep this under wraps. I don't want any merchandise out. I don't want anything leaked. And look what happened. The #1 selling Funko Pop. And it's all because the fans just went crazy.
But...
Disney had...
No, go ahead.
Disney had people coming to them, had people coming to them saying, we want to make this for the child, we want to make this for the Mandalorian, we want to do this type of, we gotta have the rights to this specific creature or this specific item because we want to be able to do it. Disney's not having to do any of that. They're not having to do any marketing. They're not having to do anything. People are coming to them. I think it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I think that was the way to go, man. Completely blind, because how many times do we hear about toy leaks and things like that before it hits the market and it completely destroys something? It gives away a small tidbit or a glimpse of a movie by going completely dark and not giving anybody a heads up. It was the best kept secret in Hollywood, and I think it was fantastic seeing that episode 1, and having that reveal at the end. Everyone's mind was blown. Everyone's mind was blown. No one saw that coming. No one thought it was possible. It wasn't on anyone's radar. And it changed the game. And look what it's done to Star Wars.
Changed it. Heavily changed it. Didn't know it. Didn't expect it. Absolutely amazing.
That child has made people fans of Star Wars that never liked Star Wars.
There are people that have not even seen The Mandalorian that have just seen the child, and they don't refer to it as a child. It's Baby Yoda, and Disney is specifically asked, don't refer to it as Baby Yoda. But they're saying Baby Yoda will reunite the world, and it's like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You're talking about something you don't even know where it came from, the context of it or whatever. And it's so funny to see people where they're talking to me, they're like, oh yeah, Baby Yoda, and I just start talking. They're like, oh my God, you see it in The Mandalorian? But they're like, what are you talking about? What's The Mandalorian? And I'm like, I'm done. You're a fan just because you see all the memes and everything else? They're cute, they're awesome, but download Disney Plus. Watch The Mandalorian.
A lot of people don't know, John. They just see this cute little green thing with big ears, and they're sold. They're opening up their hearts and stuff.
It was, I went out. I was taken out for my birthday dinner. I had a birthday dinner last night, and we went to a Brazilian steakhouse. You ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse? Dude.
It didn't even look very Brazilian. You had mozzarella, prosciutto, lettuce,
no.
and tomato.
I didn't even send you pictures of the whole experience. Oh, there was.
And you want to have money for Star Wars Celebration? You're going to Brazilian steakhouses. You're never going to do it, John.
I didn't pay for it. It was the girlfriend took me out. It was a very nice experience. I very much appreciated it. And so anyway, Brazilian steakhouse. I wore the Star Wars shirt that she had made for me for us to go to Disneyland with, or Disney World, when we were going to go. And the manager sat us, because they pull out your chair, they put your napkin down, they do everything for you. He was like, that is an absolutely awesome shirt. Where did you get it? I said, she had it made for me. And he was like, Girlfriend of the Year award right here. Absolutely awesome. Then he started telling me about, he's got this Darth Vader thing, the costume that was old school.
So did you plug the show?
I did. He's like, I'm going to download
there you go.
All that other stuff. He said, I'm going to listen. He said, can I just come to your house and sit behind you? I just want to sit behind you. I don't want to be on the show. I just want to sit behind you as you podcast. Just so people I supposed to say I was on a podcast, a Star Wars podcast. And I was like, dude, reach out to us on our pages. Balance of the Force, super easy to remember. And he's like, we're not allowed to have our phones on us, but I will remember that. And I said, okay. And he was telling us about this Darth Vader outfit or whatever. But anyway, he starts talking about The Mandalorian. He's like, did you see the show called The Mandalorian? And I was like, yes. And that's when I plugged the podcast. Because he was talking to me like I was an amateur.
Oh, man. John had to let him know. He had to assert himself. Peacocking at the restaurant.
And I said, I got a Star Wars podcast.
There's a peacock loose in the Brazilian steakhouse.
And he was just like, he went ballistic off the fact that it was like, oh, my God. So anyway, awesome experience. But he just every time he stopped by, how are you guys doing? How you doing? Oh my God, do you remember this episode and this scene? And I don't like the fact that Disney bought it, but I'm a Star Wars fan through and through, and they need to make it more dark and blah, blah, blah. And then he would run away, then come back. The child and it was super cool. Super cool, awesome experience. But anyway, awesome. Really cool. Star Wars brings people together and we get to talk about it all the time.
Yeah,
so, number one Funko Pop selling of all time. Dave's going to buy it. His only Funko Pop. He's made the decision.
Nah.
Yeah, he pre-ordered. I know he did.
I'll get the Black Series figure of the child, but that's it.
I saw his bank account. He pre-ordered.
Not, no, I didn't. I need to pre-order that Jedi Knight Revan that comes out around my birthday.
Oh yeah,
I haven't
that's
even done
true.
that one. That one comes out around my birthday yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I need more freaking Black Series figures. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Black Series figures also coming out around Dave's birthday. Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 1
Ooh.
drops on Disney Plus Friday, February 21st, guys. Don't forget about it. Dave is catching up. Are you catching up to Clone Wars?
So I'm not watching the entire series. I pulled up a couple websites that were telling you specific episodes to watch, things like that. We'll talk a little bit more about that on Thursday's show. But yes, Clone Wars is around the corner. It launches the day prior to my birth. I'm excited. And then Project Luminous is like, what, 4 days before that?
The 20th.
Oh, okay.
A day before
Dang.
that.
Dang. Okay, so it's the 20th, 21st, and then my B-Day. Dang. It's a jam-packed Star Wars weekend, man. Love it.
He's gonna be sitting on the couch eating hot Cheetos.
I love me some hot Cheetos, man. Don't bring hot Cheetos into this. Either way, it's gonna be it's an awesome time to be a Star Wars fan.
So celebration going on, Funko Pop information going on. Next thing, got a sneak peek, concept art. Can't wait to see some more artwork, information, what else we can get out of it. But Disney has announced that the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Hotel that we've been anticipating for so many months has finally had an opening date, which will be in 2021. However, reservations will begin in late 2020 for this 2-day, 2-night immersive experience that will take you in a galaxy far, far away.
Yep, the Halcyon cruiser. I can't wait. It looks beast, the concept art, the way they showed it. We first really got a good look at it at Star Wars Celebration. Obviously, there was a Galaxy's Edge panel. They showed some stuff. They talked about it. But they didn't really announce too much in regards to when it's launching, price point, which we still don't know the price point. All I know is I'm going to close my eyes and squint as I swipe my card. But 5 people per cabin. It's got like little bunk bed things, just like they have in the Millennium Falcon, where Chewie kind of camps out, sleeps. It sounds awesome. You know, they've got... It sounds like they tailored it not just for children, but for adults that want to have an interactive Star Wars experience.
Yes.
You got to wander around the bridge of the ship, see what the hell's going on up there. You know, all the windows, if you will. They're not really windows, obviously, because we're not in outer space, unfortunately. But they're going to be HD freaking screens showing space. I'm sure planes, whatever, X-Wings, Y-Wings flying in the distance, maybe some TIE action. I don't know. But it just sounds ridiculously awesome.
Yeah, so you arrive at Walt Disney World Resort through the normal entrance as anybody else would, but then there's a path that'll take you to a separate entrance that you'll arrive at like somewhat of a terminal, just like a bus terminal, a hotel terminal. You'll drive up, you'll unload your things, and you'll be taken into somewhat of a pod type thing. And then once you get into there, it'll be like a destination where it takes you to the cruiser.
So, you know, there's going to be rumblings, there's going to be sounds, there's going to be, you know, that we're taking off in 3, 2, 1, and it kicks up a little bit. You feel a little thrust action. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be an experience for adults and children alike. As Dave mentioned, it sleeps 5. You will have your own special personal shuttle to Blackspire Outpost that will take you down. It just seems like a really cool experience. 2 days and 2 nights just does not seem like enough. And again, the same thing. And they were talking, there were some people that were rumbling about the price and saying, you know what, if it costs you this much for 2 days and 2 nights, that's not that bad considering you can divide it amongst 5 people. You know, I'm sure they have like where you have it sleeps 2, you're going to pay a lot more for it, obviously. But you know, for a first-time experience, just trying to gain that experience, hey, dividing it into 5 people isn't that bad of an experience.
So, when tickets go on sale, John, are you in? Are you down to do this?
I'm down to do it. We just got to find a date because you got to, even though you have a reservation, you got to find a date you want to go.
Well, isn't the reservation saving the date?
Well, yes, but we got to find a date. We can't just say, "Oh, we're going to reserve," and then whatever date y'all want to give us. Like,
I will get down for whatever day pops out and make my life work around those days in 2021.
it'll probably be a little bit different, like depending when it launches in 2021. Like, I'm going to tell you, if you're going to go in the summer, I guarantee you the prices are going to be much higher because the demand will be higher.
I think it's going to be a
Um,
solid high price all the way through, man. I don't think it's going to
uh,
fluctuate.
I think it'll fluctuate a bit during their off seasons because the demand won't be as high. So they'll be like, "Hey, people, stay here, please stay here." So I think it'll be a little bit different.
No,
I
they
could
don't
be
have to
wrong.
ask for people to stay there.
Uh,
They don't have to
I'm
ask.
just saying. I think if you can lower the demand, it would be a better option. So we'll see when it launches. We don't have any official date yet. I'm good. Like if that's a birthday trip we want to take next year, I'm down. 2 days, 2 nights. We can always find like an Airbnb or something and stay a little bit
Oh
longer
yeah, we
to go
as long
see
as we
something
just do that
else.
experience. But the thing is, we don't know how much there is to do on this ship, this Halcyon. What exactly it entails, we have no idea whatsoever. I don't even know if we get on the damn ship hotel that I want to sleep. Maybe I'm just gonna wander around and find a cantina and just chill and look at
We're gonna
a
walk.
space viewport.
We're gonna walk up today, 48 hours later. He's like, "Guys, what's going on? What have you been doing? I've been at the bar all night. Like, what are y'all doing?
I
We're
found
drinking
this
some Red
pan-
Bull, and I don't even like Red
I
Bull."
found this panel, and it takes me over here, and I was talking to the Turtle Bros, and yeah,
And there's a Twi'lek bathhouse, but it's not like a real Twi'lek bathhouse, but it's like a Twi'lek bathhouse. And they gave me some more Red Bull, and I don't even like Red Bull, but I drank some Red Bull, and so now I'm like really wired. Now I'm gonna go ride the Star Wars Resistance ride, and then I'm gonna go on the Smugglers ride, and that's gonna be Dave.
nothing wrong with it. Oh, you remember that time that we did the what was it, the Spartan race, and I took so many of those energy gummies, and I was bouncing off the wall for like 40
Oh my
minutes.
god!
I was redonkulous. I loved it. But I'm still hoping. I'm still hoping. You know, in the concept art, they show Wookiees. They show other alien species. I know John's he's tired of hearing me harp on it, so I'm gonna do it real quick in a minute, if not less. I want there to be alien species on Batu. I want there to be alien species in this hotel, this cruise, this Halcyon. That is the epitome of Star Wars to me. I get it, humans, whatever. I'm a human. I don't want to see another human. I want to see a Twi'lek. I want to see a Chiss. I want to see a Trandoshan. That's what I want. I want to sit in a cantina and there's a Greedo sitting in the corner over there. You know what I mean? I want to get shoulder checked by a Mandalorian and him just turn around and be like, hot or cold, you're coming with me. Oh man, I'm losing it. I'd lose my shit. I love it. That's what I want.
First of all, do we know that you're a human?
Let's not
Are you
disclose it.
like
Let's not disclose it on the
Men
podcast.
in Black, and you had the? Anyway, would you be down for a Star Wars cruise?
Like, what do you mean a cruise?
Like a cruise, like
A
you go on
cruise
the
ship?
water.
Yeah, they already have Star Wars cruise ships.
Oh, why haven't we done that?
Because it's not really that great. They just put you on the water for like 5 days and they watch all the Star Wars movies and that's about it.
That sounds boring.
Yeah, it's not as awesome as you would think, or from what I've heard.
No. Because he goes places without me all the time.
Up here, I have up here in my mind.
Yo, no, say. Anyway. So we're excited. As we find out more information, we will post it for you guys. Stay tuned to the Disney Parks blog. Or you can also go to, let me get the official website for you guys. I don't want to forget it. I had it in my brain, but I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Forgive me as I find it. It's right here somewhere. Hold on. And I didn't do this yet. You can go to Star Wars GalacticStarCruiser.com to sign up for news, information, and receive updates about this exciting new Star Wars experience at
Sign up.
Walt Disney World Resort. Have you signed up?
No, because I just found out about it right now. So sign up.
We also posted a YouTube video from I think it's the executive producer for Walt Disney Imagineering, Ann Morrow, who takes you through the experience and what it would be, which is what we just described to you guys. It's on our Facebook page. Check it out. It's really cool. And Dave,
Johnny?
moving on to comics. The Rise of Kylo Ren #3 is out February 12th, 2020, which is it's the #3. It's a mini series. I think it's a total of 4 issues in this mini series. It's written by Charles Soule. Let me find out.
Which Charles Soule's working on just about everything. He's doing that Empire Strikes Back time frame between Empire and Return of the Jedi. He's involved in Project Luminous. He's done so many other countless Star Wars projects. He's the Star Wars comic golden boy, if you will.
The artwork is done by Will Sliney, and the cover art is by Clayton Crane. And so this will be out next Wednesday.
Tuesday,
and since the 12th is a Wednesday.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I always forget comics are on Wednesday and movies and other media are on Tuesday. Sorry.
It's sad that we also have a concert we're going to on the 12th, which is a Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
He forgot. Anyway, see, he already forgot. I just talked to him about it shortly. Anyway, so Dave, since you're the comic guy, I'll let you break down this comic.
Well, as you know, Johnny, I like to wait for the trade paperbacks and get it all nice, clean on one issue, one book, instead of buying the individual single issues. But, if you're really jonesing for it, there's multiple different comic shops you can hit up, hopefully locally. If not, you can find a digital comic book app and download it there. But I think the interesting part of this Rise of Kylo Ren series is it's diving into his backstory. You're seeing more of his tragic fall from Ben Solo to the eventual Kylo Ren final form. And in this one, we get a little bit of an excerpt where he's hanging out. He sought out the Knights of Ren. And the main leader of the Knights of Ren, I'm not going to go into details and say names or anything like that, but the guy's like, Snoke said you would come. Snoke knew. So the only reason I'm going to talk to you is because Snokey Poo wants to see what's up. But how have you earned? What happened? What happened to the Jedi? Usually, to roll with us, you need to make a kill. Blah blah blah. And then Ben Solo starts talking about his separation between the Jedi. What happened that night at Luke's camp? What drove him apart? How many fell to his hand? And it seems like it's just about the final push, sending him over the hump to Kylo Ren. And he's thirsty. He wants to know. He wants that knowledge of the travels, different Force users, different abilities kind of thing, from what it sounds like. And it's very reminiscent of Jason Solo from the Expanded Universe. Because Jason Solo went on like a Force journey, and he hung out and discovered a bunch of other ancient and not so familiar Force users, and learned a bunch of different techniques that normal Jedi didn't know, Sith didn't know, and he culminated all those different cultures and abilities and ways of thinking about the Force into himself. So I kind of get that vibe when Ben Solo was like, hey, I want to travel with you guys. I want to learn. So another little callback to the old EU.
Old EU.
Which Jason Solo is pretty much Ben Solo.
But you guys can pick that up on February 12th. The other 2 issues are already out, which you can also pick those up, as Dave mentioned, on digital, or you can head over to a comic book shop and just buy them yourself, or you can do what Dave does and wait for the trade paperback, because he's not going to invest in the individual issues. That's a lot of money.
Not only is it a lot of money, it's just so hard to store them, and then you want to get caught up in the, oh man, they have a variant cover. Oh, they have this one. Oh, like it starts taking you down a rabbit hole. Just as much as Dave, Funkos or Black Series figures.
Just like Dave does with all of his Celebration exclusive books.
I love my Celebration exclusive books, John. I love them. I have every Celebration exclusive. Do you know that? Or not even Celebration, just every convention exclusive. It's very exciting.
Yes. I wouldn't expect anything less.
It cost an arm and a leg for those that I wasn't at those conventions, but they look glorious on shelf, John. They really do.
If Dave ever hits rock bottom, he's got millions sitting back there.
Oh man, look at that expanded universe stuff. There's a new stuff. There's the holocrons. There's some more Funkos. Sit on a bunch of cabbage.
Mm-hmm. He put it in his insurance policy when he bought his house.
Hey, you had to, man. You had to. Got to protect the goods.
Anyway, anything else you got?
No, not really. Star Wars is awesome, and getting closer to Clone Wars. I don't know how I feel about getting a lot more Ahsoka story in my life. I'm just one of my least favorite characters in Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. I see the valid merits of the character. I just don't like the focus on it. I don't know. Maybe that'll all change if and when we get a Rebels animated sequel series that showcases her and Sabine. I don't know.
It's coming. They've already said it's coming.
But we haven't confirmed it.
We have not confirmed it. So, guys, we thank you for tuning in today. If you're in the market for a new lightsaber, head on over to our friends at ultrasabers.com. You can pick out any lightsaber you want as long as it's not on clearance. Put it in your cart, and when you get to the coupon code, you can enter Force Feels, all one word, all caps, and you'll save 10% off on Balance of the Force, a Star Wars podcast. You can also find some of our cool emblems, banners, t-shirts, stickers, all that cool stuff on tpublic.com. Just search Balance of the Force podcast or pod, and we appreciate any support that you guys give. We are Balance of the Force, a Star Wars podcast, and as always, may the Force be with you.
Once more, the Sith will rule the galaxy.